We are back. We have hit the go button, the correct go button. And I feel like things are moving quickly.
It feels like we're in a downhill snowball and we are just getting gianter as we pick up speed. Like we're just cruising to the end of the year.
Just collecting. And I wish I could say I collected as many books as I have previously. I did not this month. We're doing a wrap up, so
yeah, welcome to November wrap up. In the middle of December, as we're also looking at a December annual yearly wrap up. Like this,
yes.
This is insane.
It is. But I know I will have, because I always have time right at the end of the year to just like sit and cozy and just like consume books.
Oh, I love that for you. I feel the exact opposite. I'm
talking
my
like
December
post-Christmas.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to have anything to talk about.
You are doing other like family things, which I get. I will have some time because after the holiday, there's like that 5-day period where like the world for work shuts down for a few days. And that's when I'm like, I will do nothing. I will do nothing except for read a couple of books, which I can like consume those. So I've got things.
Maybe I have that to look forward to. You're right.
See, I'm not talking like right now.
We'll make up for it in the last week of December.
Exactly. So when we record at the very end of December, just know all of our books will have been read in the last 5 days.
Fresh hot takes.
Brand new things.
Hot off the press, for sure.
Right? Right?
Yes.
So we already have kind of discussed some of our books from the month, because I know we did the gratitude attitude episode where we talked gratitude books. And so those do count as 2 of mine. I'm counting them as 2, but I know I talked in depth about them. So I will not rehash those other than to say one of them was the gratitude journal and the other one was one that I can't remember now. A short story of finding happiness or something like that. I don't know. Go watch the episode. It was good, but it was so short that now I can't remember the title.
We're not going to give you any spoilers. You must go back and watch, and we'll know if
not
you did
even
or
the title,
not.
right?
We'll know.
I did that the other day. So somebody had asked for a recommendation for a book. They were like, I need a holiday book. Do you have a recommendation? I was like, yes, I have a recommendation. It's a book I read last year. Actually, our grandmother is reading that book now, which is why I thought of it, just so you know, fun fact. And so I wrote it out there and I was like, oh, here's the book, like 2 holidays and a wedding or something. And then the person came back and I'm like, cool, who writes that one? And I was like, what would be really helpful is if I gave you the right title. It's actually 3 holidays and a wedding.
That's like, why you're not finding it.
Yeah, because I definitely gave you the wrong title. So sorry. It was a year ago.
There might actually be a book with that title, though. Could you imagine if someone read it and they were like, what is wrong with you? This book is horrible.
I'm never taking a recommendation from that random stranger on Threads again.
I've never even read that book. They're like, why would you recommend a book you've never even read?
Oh, because I did it wrong.
That's not the business we're in. Sorry.
The fact that I pulled that title out, like in the middle, I don't know where I was. I was clearly not near my bookshelf. Yes, I was probably near my phone because I was answering on my phone and could have just looked, but that is too much effort. So the fact that I pulled it out of nowhere and was like, oh no, this is a good one. Yeah, I probably should have double thought about that.
Yeah. I
love
that.
Just know, if you need a recommendation from me that doesn't come from right here, where I have the books usually in front of me, ask me who wrote it, because then I will be sure to give you the right title.
Or check our stories on Instagram.
Yeah. Which
or
I
the show
just
notes
had to put up
for any of these videos.
Yes.
Because
we try to do a good job putting
we have
stuff
records
in there when we can.
Just not in our mind.
Thank goodness we do, because when I have to go back and like update my Fable because I forgot, or update my Goodreads and I'm like, I don't know what I read.
Yeah. And when we do this recaps, I always struggle. I'm like, oh, what did I read? And then I pulled my 3rd book that I read and I was like, oh yeah, I completely forgot about that book. So yes,
that doesn't say much.
I'll take that and say I did also, I will rehash my Tree Grows in Brooklyn from the gratitude episode. I love this book. Such a good feeling book. Such a good story. And if you haven't read it, do it, because it's definitely in my favorites, plural.
From a while ago. Like
From
not
a
just a recent
long
favorite.
time ago. I was trying to remember. I'm thinking it's like 25 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago.
Wow.
How am I even old enough to say all that? I don't know, but I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sorry. What were you, 2? Like,
No,
you were an
but I
advanced reader.
appreciate that. Yes. Yes. So try that.
Perfect. And
Go and check that out. But
exactly.
maybe don't go and watch the other. I mean, watch the other episode, but like read this book for yourself. Highly recommend.
Exactly. I have just recently started adding things to my watch later playlist on YouTube,
Oh,
which is like, I know you could do it. Like, I know it's been there forever, but do I ever use that? But it's like, no, but it's like add to watch list or whatever. And I'm like, oh. So
do
I've
you
gotten
ever
really
go
good
back
at like,
and watch though?
I actually do. And most of the
Okay.
time, I do tend to save things and then I will go back when, like, say I'm getting on a plane. And so I'll like download a couple of the episodes and be like, oh, I can just watch this while like I'm on a plane. Or I am the person who will typically, the stuff that I watch is not the stuff that we read about. And so I will like put it on in my headphones and not actually watch it. I just listen to it. It's one of those things. And so much like you could do with these, if you just throw it in your ears and like go about your
Yeah.
day, if you don't want to stare at us, which is fine as well. It's one of those that I do. I just like throw it in my ears and like we'll go on with the day. So if I have run through everything on like my recent releases or whatever, I can go back to stuff that I've saved and be like, oh yeah, I meant to watch you. Because if I don't hit it right there, if I don't watch it right there, I feel like it goes away.
Yes, and I will also say that the me who saves things is not the same me when I go back to watch. I'm like, why did I save this? I have no desire. Like, same with like Pinteresty things. Like, I love Pinterest, but I go through and I'm like, why did I save this?
Why did
So,
I save that one?
yeah, if I'm not going to watch it right then, I don't save it for later because one, I'll either forget, or two, I'll be like, meh, something else is more interesting, more shiny right now.
That is also fair, but a nod to why you should subscribe, right? Subscribe to channels that you enjoy because then like those things will continue to pop up. And if you haven't subscribed here, do that now. Toot sweet, right? So a little like, a comment if there's something that you enjoyed or have read or have a recommendation. And otherwise, just make sure you hit the subscribe button. So
Join us
because I
on
know
our
there are several people who
journey.
right, there are several people who watch like every week or who join us, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, I wasn't subscribed," and I was like, "What happened?"
What do you mean?
What, we say it every week.
You
Did not get
join
to
us
the end?
every week. Why not make it easier? Join
Right.
us.
So I went from the gratitude piece directly into holiday because I was like, "We're ready. It's time. I need it. I've decorated the tree. It's time to do everything else." And so
Yes.
the first book I read actually, it arrived in the mail because I had read previous, it's actually on the shelf somewhere up there. And I had read The Pumpkin Spice Spell, which I talked about in a previous episode. And I loved it. It was with Wisteria Cove. It's the sisters. There's a little bit of like witchiness. There's all sorts of cute things, right? They live in this adorable little fishing town. Well, Mistletoe and Magic came out and was, because apparently I pre-ordered it because past me really likes future me. So apparently I pre-ordered it and it showed up at my house and I read it that literal day.
Oh, wow.
Like it showed up and I was just like, it's time. And it's super cute,
Yes.
right? And again, like there's going to be a theme here because this one is about Remy, who actually owns a Christmas tree farm.
Ah.
So he owns a Christmas tree farm. He's a single dad and he ends up like he's trying to run the Christmas tree farm. He's got this daughter who he's also trying to raise. His mom lives in town, but she's also an author. So she's busy and like he needs somebody to help, but he won't ask anybody for help. So basically his mom hires one of the sisters who doesn't have a job right now because she, you know, and she just broke up with somebody. And so it's this whole, you know, set and they know each other. And so she ends up becoming a live-in nanny.
Oh.
Right?
Oh,
So
my.
we know what happens there, but it's so cute. It's so cute. I love the way that they like move around each other. I love all the side characters. This one actually, one of my favorite side characters, has a little bit of a story of his own. His name is Pete, and he is an older gentleman who's kind of like the grandfather of the town. And I will tell you, I think I got a little teary-eyed in this book. And it was like, because of side character, like there are just certain things that I love about this place where I was like, I could move here. I could give it all up and just go. I could live there. It would be fine. No one would be any wiser. That's where I want to go. So I would live in Wisteria Cove if I could.
Okay. Wasn't Remy the side character in the previous book?
Yes. So he is one of the good friends of the last main male character. And so now this is his story. And I'm trying to remember which sister. I can't remember which sister it is. I don't remember. Ivy. It's Ivy. I was like, she's got like a holiday name. It's Ivy. So it's Ivy's story and Remy's story. And I do like their names too. And like her relationship with the daughter and all it's a good way to kick off the holiday season. I was like, this is perfect.
Cozy holiday read.
Right. And it feels holiday. Like I don't like, and we've said this before, I don't like books that are like a holiday read, but it's just because they happen during holiday time or Christmas time. Like there's nothing Christmassy about it.
Fully submersed in Christmas.
Right? It does. Don't just tell me like it's a thing that it's called, the Christmas relationship or whatever. And really the only thing that happens is it's Christmas time. Nothing else is Christmassy. This one, I mean, it's a Christmas tree farm. Come on. You really can't get better than
that. That is it right there.
Yeah, that's where it was. So that was the first one that I went through this month. And I am not upset about it. I actually was not. I'm going to spoiler alert here. I wasn't upset at any of the books I picked this month.
Nice.
So it was a very enjoyable set.
This might be a Debbie Downer then.
It's okay. We'll just go up, down, up, down. It's fine. Go for it.
This next one. So I did a recent revamp of my office space, of my bookshelves, of everything, because when I had set them up, I had just thrown the books on there and just kind of went with it. And you can't see it right now because I'm in a different space. But I rearranged my bookshelves, and I'm telling you, past me who picked books is not the same reader as current future me. And so there were a couple that I was like, yeah, I'm getting rid of you. You're not getting a place on my shelf. And I'm not
get to stay.
But I felt so bad that I was like, I can't just get rid of a book and not read it. Like, that doesn't seem fair. So,
wait,
can you imagine hating me and I'm over here worried about hurting my book's feelings?
Right? You're like, I can't, I have to, before I give you away, you can't stay on my shelf, obviously. Right. I served you an eviction notice.
You're not.
But I have to at least give you a chance.
I'll experience you. So I did. So this is a 2-book series.
Oh.
This is The Soul of the Witch and The Heart of the Witch. And I picked these up, and I do love when a whole series I say a whole series, it's a whole series of 2 books. And I was just like, I don't know that I'm really into these, but also it's November. We're kind of finishing witchy season. Like, it's nothing major. The print is fine, decent. Normal, yeah. So I was like, I mean, I could give this an afternoon and like, let's just make sure that this isn't groundbreaking. It was not.
Okay. No ground was broken. Understood.
So, and I will tell you, I read book 1. I did not feel the need to read book 2. And so now I can get rid of these
together
at peace in my heart. Yes. So this book, this is the Witches of Keating Hollow, basically. And it's kind of like what you were talking about. It is all the usual tropes. It's all the standard. A girl is having a hard time in New Orleans, has a rough relationship. She's not really feeling it. Dad is sick. She's been called back to this small town. There's this guy that she ran from a while ago, runs into him immediately, like heart
first
palpitations.
Person she sees. Yeah.
We're doing this, and like we pick up, and it was just so no spice. There's no like, not that you need that to make a book, but just like the trope it's all there. You're tripping on it. It's so thick. Like, and so Soul of the Witch is about the first sister. Like I said, she moves back. She's got beef with one of her other sisters. They're all witches. She ran from her magic. That's what caused her to leave. But now she's coming back, and like that humming is getting stronger again. So we face that issue as to why she ran. boy is back in picture. Dad is fine, but knew that she would come back, and so did that. And they all ended happily.
That's a
they
lot
didn't
of
end
pieces.
happily ever. It was all of them.
Yeah.
And then I realized that book 2 is about another sister. And I was like, I'm good. I
know enough about this family.
Yeah. Oh, also, main character of this book, her name is Abby.
Oh, we do like that.
So yeah, so I read that. Could have not and been fine. It was just very predictable, very heavy, very on the nose, and I just really didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was a tough one to enjoy. So, 2 stars. Probably me. I just wasn't in the mood, and I've read enough of these kind of books that I was just like, oh, another one. Great.
She said, I'm good.
So I'll be getting rid of those with no reluctance now.
Well, I think I always look at you and think how good you are at being like, you know what? Don't need to do that. Don't need to finish it, because I will read the first one of something and then I will hang on to it if I have a second and be like, maybe I'll like it at some point. There's a book back here. It's like the third or fourth. Actually, I can see it. It's the third or fourth one in this, the Wicked series. Mm-hmm. It's the one about courage, about the lion. Mm-hmm. I have never finished it and it still sits on there.
It's because it's a beautiful book.
It is a beautiful book, but I also part of me is like, well, maybe I'll like it now.
Maybe,
but that would mean
space.
I would have to read all 4 books.
But that would mean I have to start over.
And we have a lot of books to get through for me to be starting over a book that is now a 2-part movie.
Yes, on a reread. Yeah,
we're
not going back. We don't have time for that.
I don't know that I'm doing that. So
yeah,
but I give you praise for giving it a try, and then also being like, you know what?
Guilting myself into reading the first one and then giving myself permission to not have to read the second one.
Giving yourself grace to be like, no, thank you.
I feel like I read enough to make an educated decision, but I did not have enough information in the beginning to just be like, take these away.
Right. And you also didn't DNF the first one. You gave it a full shot.
Yeah. By the time I would have decided to DNF, we were already solving the world's problem of Keating Hollow. So
yeah, you were like, I have 12 pages left. I think I'm done.
Hanging out until the end at this point.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough. I went back to another familiar town for my next 2.
Okay.
Because I've been sitting on these, right?
Yeah.
So Laurie Gilmore writes. She wrote the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. She wrote the Cinnamon Bun Bakery. She wrote the Christmas Tree Farm. See, there's your theme. And she also wrote the Gingerbread Bakery.
Okay.
So
So you read both of those.
So I read both, literally one after the other, because I was like, I know what's happening. I have held on to the Christmas Tree Farm, so I've had it for a while. There's also a strawberry pancake something or other that I have, but that feels more like a spring book, so I actually didn't read that one yet, which I know it's in between here. So there's a couple in this world where I'm like, I know y'all are together because I've seen it, but I didn't read your story yet, so we're going to just gloss over your portion so we don't ruin anything.
So there are no spoilers.
There are no surprises. I know what's going to happen anyway, right? But I'm still going to do it. But we have the Christmas Tree Farm, which is about a girl who her name's Kira, and she's basically trying to run away from her party girl lifestyle, right? Her parents are very well off. They've set her up. Her twin sister has recently gotten married and moved, moved to Europe away. And she's from Georgia, and she's like, nope, I'm going to move into the mountains where it's cold. And she bought this little house, which happens to be on a Christmas tree farm that has been abandoned for a while. The house is in shambles, right? She can kind of live there, but there's no heat sort of thing, and it's snowing. And so she's like, you know what? I'm going to go. I'm going to start my own thing.
Right? Oh my goodness.
And the thing is, she's trying to escape her lifestyle of irresponsibility, right? People have always been there to bail her out. She really hasn't taken responsibility for anything because she's like, it doesn't really matter. If I need something, my parents will bail me out, and I hate having that thought about things. She's like, so I need to do it myself. So she literally is like, cool, Christmas tree farm.
We're doing
dilapidated Christmas tree farm, and I've never run a business in my life.
No
Seems
heat.
to be a great move.
Perfect.
No heat, no nothing. And so she meets up with the brother of a previous book character, right? So the brother is in town. We meet him in a previous book. The brother's in town for the holidays and ends up meeting up with Kira, and he's like a fix-it dude, right? He just like, he's got this complex where he's like, I just want to help people. Like, I just want to be, because if I help people, then I'm needed, and if I'm needed, then I'm wanted, and if I'm wanted, then I feel good, right? So he's dealing with that whole thing where of like, I don't have to be useful to be worthy. There's a lot happening. And so I'm like, I appreciate that like we're handling real life stuff here. So we have the same tropes that we usually do. There's spice in all 3 of the books that I read for this. Actually, all 4 of the books that I read. There's spice in everything. But so we kind of get to know Kira and Bennett and, you know, their sort of thing. Bennett is a dog lover. He's got like 3 dogs. Kira's trying to do everything on her own and doesn't want any help. So she kind of is learning how to accept help and what is acceptable and what she can do on her own. So really loved the Christmas tree farm, because she definitely said like, hey, I'm not at the town hall. She was like, I'm not reopening the Christmas tree farm. And then she's like, oh, I also have no way to make money. I'm opening the Christmas tree farm. So,
but surprise, this
surprise,
I don't want to do the work, but I need the money.
Right? And it's like a cut your own Christmas tree farm. So she's got all of this stock just like on the side of the mountain. She's like, well, guess we're gonna do it. Like, yeah, you think? It was been handed to you. If you want a new radiator, you need to make some money.
Sell some trees.
Right. And then we have the Gingerbread Bakery. So Kira's new to town, but in the Gingerbread Bakery, it's actually 2 townies, for lack of a better term, right? It's 2 people that we've seen through several books where they have hated each other throughout every single book. There's, you know, they're unhappy with each other. They're always annoyed. They're always the ones that are single at everything that they go to, yada, yada. But they both live in town.
There's some cinnamon bun beef.
There's some cinnamon bun something. So it talks about Annie. So she is the one who, like, after high school, she was like, you know what? Start my own business, because she's a really great baker and that sort of thing. And then there's Mac, who actually owns, his dad has taken over his dad's bar. So his is the bar in town and hers is the Gingerbread Bakery in town. And so it's kind of about, you get to hear all of their backstory. So none of the other characters have backstory because they are just meeting each other or they don't live here. But in this one, you actually get backstory from them living in the town and the things that they went through, and their families still live there, and yada yada. So
been about the town.
They have been, and they always cross paths, and their friends are like, their best friends are all part of the same thing. So the reason that these 2 are like thrust is a bad word for a spicy book.
Yes,
the reason
use
that these
that
2
word.
are right, that these 2 are in close proximity. That's better. Look at me using my SAT words. Is because one of the 2 of the characters in the previous story that I have read are getting married. And they're both their best friends with the bride and the groom, respectively. And so they are forced to kind of be in the same space and helpful and all of these things because of their relationship with the group, which kind of forces them to figure out their issues that they've had for decades.
We love a forced proximity.
I do love a forced proximity. I also am finding that I really love books that have not necessarily older characters, but closer to my age characters, which isn't surprising. But there are some times where I will read a book and it's like, oh, she's 24. And I'm like, can't do it. Like she's making a lot of choices for 24.
Completely
Like
different problems. We're making decisions that I know are not good. Like, yeah, no, I get that.
We don't need to rush it. But I have found that when I do read some of those books where it's like, oh, she's 20 something. Oh, she's, you know, she met him when she was 19 and it's been 2 years. No.
No.
I'm sorry. Give me a 35-year-old, please. Like, I'm cool with that. Give me somebody who's seen a little bit of life and even
a little more secure in their decisions, because whatever's happening here, there's going to be a sequel and it's going to be completely different.
Right. But I also think that it makes me like dive into the story a little bit more, because
it's a little more relatable.
It is, because I feel like I'm like, no, that tracks. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm gravitating to, which is why I think I'm going to say it, I'm a little bit farther away from my fantasy reads right now. Because I'm just like, I'm not there yet. Maybe I read fantasy in the summer and that's when that happens. I have no idea. But at this point, I'm just kind of like, you know what? As much as I like a wing leader who, you know, but that's still like college, right? Mm-hmm. We're not super old. We're not making
the best decisions.
Life educated decisions. So I like these a little bit.
We're making
now.
brash decisions. I feel a little different about fantasy. So, because that I am still reading fantasy, but it feels like different fantasy. So I did finish book 4.
Yes.
And this is a fantasy book. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't feel fantasy to me because I think it feels more like a historical account where, you know, yes, we have witches and prophecies and magic, and once upon a time there were dragons, and now they're dragons again. And I feel like dragons could exist, right?
Obviously.
Like with dinosaurs and things like that. Like, why could you not just walk out your house and see a unicorn? Like, this is where I'm at in my delusion. Okay, so
honestly, if a giraffe can exist, why can't a dragon exist? That's where I am in life. Because who was like, you know what, giraffes? That makes sense. But a horse with a horn is not. Come on,
right? Like, this feels very normal. This is so fantasy has been normalized for me. Whereas, like, when I think of fantasy, I think of more of like the Fourth Wing, the ACOTAR, where we have elves and fae and like talking creatures. That seems fantasy to me.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones seems like a historical retelling of some things that happened a long time ago. And
It's
I
a new genre.
just like, I'm on book 4. There are 5 books. There's supposed to be 6, but there's only 5 right now. This world is massive. George R.R. Martin has written an exquisite story with the amount of people, the amount of details. He's keeping everything straight through. I have heard interviews with him where superfans will try to trip him up, and he's like, no. Here's how that works, and here's why this ties together, and blah. So he knows his shit, and like, that is amazing. That is exquisite to me. That being said, it is a massive, massive world. It is a massive plot. It is one where we're rooting for the good guy. I will quote unquote the good guy. There really aren't any good guys. And also, good doesn't triumph, right? Like, evil just continues, and you're just like, oh, why is this happening? So it's a lot. And it's probably a little heavier than I was thinking it was going to be.
Right.
And yet, it is very cool to see, like I said, the writing and the plot points and the whole like mastermind of it all. But if you've already seen the TV shows, like, you're probably not going to be as wowed by the books.
Okay.
Because the massive plot twists that we now all know from watching, where we all went, you know, there are several high points. Like, you don't get that. Like, you see the buildup and you know it's coming, but you're not as, I guess it's not as heart-wrenching because you kind of already have experience with it.
Okay.
So I think maybe that's where watching the shows before reading the books did a little disservice to what I was expecting. But like I said, book 4, I have 1 more to read in December, and I will be finished with the series. 5 books is a lot. It is a long time to stay in a world.
Yeah. Especially if you're just doing 1 a month, but they're not short. No. And I'm wondering, because I didn't watch the show, right? I kind of like peeped Daenerys' storyline, so I kind of know what happens there, but I know that there's so much more that goes on that I don't understand. So I wonder, like you said, it's a lot of books and we have plenty to read. It's not like I'm going to run out of things, but it could be one that I put on a short list somewhere.
Yeah. You would know by the first book, I think, if you were into it or
That's
not.
Fair.
Yeah. So it is just, it's a lot. It's more realistic, I think. And that's why it doesn't seem fantasy to me. What did we say? What was that? I'm trying to think of the word.
Speculative fiction?
Speculative fiction.
That sounds right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were thinking spectral fiction, and that's not right.
Yes.
Speculative
and
fiction. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like a far-fetched fantasy. This feels like very real life, which may be a little delusional to say. I get that, and I'm fine with it. I believe in magic.
But you've also been in this world for 4 books. For 4
Yes.
months, you've been in this world. So
like 4,000 pages so far.
Yeah. That's so many pages. That's so many pages.
It is a lot of pages. Yes.
I feel like next year I might need to like keep a page count of how many pages I actually read.
I think there are some that keep
I'm sure
track.
there is someone.
But also...
Someone somewhere.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
Page counts. Big books. Oh, yeah. I don't think I'm going to get the answers I'm looking for, too. I'm like, we have 1 book left. I'm not sure how this is like... I know it's not going to wrap up because there's supposed to yet be another book, but like, I don't think I'm going to get the answers that I wanted to find when I started this journey.
Interesting.
So,
and
but
it will
we'll
be
see.
interesting for people who like when that final book does come out. How old is George R.R. Martin?
He is older, 50s maybe, 60s.
Oh, that's not bad. He's got
he
time.
has time.
We got plenty of time to read.
He's written
right?
a bunch of other books too. So like he has probably also stepped outside of this world for a while. But like he has written other books. So I might look for something else later just to see kind of if that carries through. But I'll let you know at the end of January when I finish the final book or the final already published book.
Yes, the final one that exists today.
Yes.
Perfect. That actually kind of leads me into the last one that I read, which has nothing to do with fantasy again. But I did, oh my gosh, I returned to another world too. So every book I read that was not gratitude, I returned to a world that I knew. So in the summer, I had an ARC read for Maple Leaves and Lattes.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And I really enjoyed that one. Loved it. But that was actually the second book. The first book in the series is called Winter Getaway. And I remember like downloading it onto my Kindle and being like, I will read you when it is winter. And I will tell you, I read it while it was snowing, and I cannot recommend that enough. Right? Reading a winter book while it's literally snowing outside, 100% recommend. Yes, because it just
with your
made
fireplace.
Yes, with the fireplace on,
Yes.
next to the Christmas tree. Like, come on. You cannot get a better aesthetic than that. So that was fantastic. But the book itself, like, you could actually read them out of order because obviously I did, and it didn't ruin anything.
It didn't ruin anything. Yes.
Like, I knew what was going to happen anyways. It's like all of those other books. There's spice in every single one of the books that I read this month for non-gratitude things, but none of it was done poorly because I have read books where it's like a little too overdone and I'm like, I won't read you again. I'm not finishing you. If the spice is not good, I can't finish it.
Too much, yes.
Right.
We're moving on.
Yeah, we're not. If we're skimming, we're done. So this one, we have Rune.
Wait. Can we just go back to that statement? Because this is a new development for you. If we're skimming...
Yes,
we're just moving on.
We are, because I will skim.
Love this for you. Yes, because there was a time not too long ago that you would be like, no, we are going to do this. Okay.
We're going to read every single word. We're not reading every single word, especially if it's bad spice. If it is the 7th Spice Girl who never made it onto the scene, we're not reading it because it's not worth it. If I have to skim and like I flip a page and I look at a paragraph and I go, nope, they're still doing it poorly. And I'd flip, like if I have to flip more than one page, no, I'm skipping all those pages and then it doesn't count as being read.
Yep. And then we're moving on. I love this.
We are. So luckily that did not happen in this book. Winter Getaway is fantastic. It is about Rune, who, as one does, goes through, she gets fired because somebody at work decides that they don't like her and they got a raise. And in order to justify their raise, they fire Rune. And she's like, cool. But also she doesn't really like her job anyways, right? She doesn't want to be a marketer. She doesn't know what she wants to be, but she's like, I know that like I work really hard at this job, but also it's like not my passion. And so then she gets home and she calls her boyfriend who travels all over the place. And he's currently in Paris. They barely see each other because he's always going wherever. And he literally answers the phone in bed with another woman. And she's like,
Oh,
oh, so we're not dating? Like, she assumes they're in a committed relationship, and he's like, hey, how are you? Other person's hand is there. And she's like, what is happening? And so she's like, cool, everything sucks. It is the beginning of December. What am I going to do? And she ends up going back to Birch Lake to visit her aunt. And she's like, because her aunt's like, nope, you're welcome to come and visit. Like, her cousins are coming in, and, you know, she's like, you're welcome to come visit or whatever. She's like, cool. So she makes a 9-hour drive from Chicago over to Birch Lake, and in the process ends up in a ditch during a snowbank. Like a snowstorm, like in a ditch in a snowbank, like
no.
not good. So this dude shows up, and it's this older gentleman, and he like picks her up, and he's like, you okay? She's like, actually, no. And he's like, it's okay. We'll see if we can get somebody to tow your car out. It'll probably be a while. I'll drop you off over here. You know, I'll drop you off at the house over here. Not your grandmother's house, but just, you know, or your aunt's house, but just a house over here. The hide a key is in, you know, next to the front door. Just go ahead and let yourself in. She's like, okay. She does that thing, and she ends up in somebody else's house that does not belong to this man. So the man who dropped her off is not the owner of the home. He's actually like the distant uncle of the house owner.
But he knows there's a hide a key,
but
and
he's like, yeah,
just
there's a house,
go, you'll be fine.
He's like,
tell him I sent you.
He'll let you in. Right? Doesn't even say anything. So she knows Bob's name, and this guy's like, literally like fresh out of the shower, like in a towel, sees this woman who's now wrapped in his blanket. He's never met her before. And he's like, who are you? And she's like, Bob let me in. And he's like, who's Bob? Turns out he goes by a different name as an uncle. He doesn't go by Bob, but that is his name. Like, it's this whole, like, it's very funny. And she's like, oh my gosh, like, what do I do? Do I leave? Where do I go? I can't figure this out.
Terrifying.
You know, she spends the night on the couch. They find out the next day that like her aunt's house is like half a mile away. Right. It's not far. It's very close. But her real passion is illustration. She's an artist, and she loves to do illustrations specifically for this fantasy series that she loves. And so she does art for that, but she doesn't actually show anybody or whatever. And you find out very early on that the gentleman's house she walks into is actually the author of that series, but she doesn't know it because she assumes the author is a female.
Ah.
And so she has no idea that the man she's looking at is actually the author of her very favorite series in the whole wide world. And so
does he use a different name?
He does.
Oh, okay.
He does use a different name. So he uses a pen name. And she's like, I know that the author uses a pen name. Like, it's a whole thing, right? But it's very cute, and it's very well done. And I just, like, even all the way through, like, the epilogue, like, it's just perfect. And like when the epilogue was over, I was like, I don't want to be done yet. Luckily, I think that there is another book on the horizon. I believe that I just read that she was like, hey, looking for ARC readers, you know, blah, blah. And I'm like, Meg, I just finished this. And so I just wrote a review and put it up and did all of the things. And I'm very excited. We'll go back. We'll return. And I actually,
for the ARC read.
Right. And I will say that, the Laurie Gilmore series as well. There's another book that comes out in like May. I've already pre-ordered it. So I'm headed back there for whoever's next. I can't remember who's next. I'm sure I could pick it out, but I still have the pancake, whatever, Strawberry Pancake Palace or whatever the heck it's called. That's not the name, but that's just what came to my
Don't
brain.
quote her on names, guys.
Please don't.
Don't do that. Just don't do that.
Don't do that. And then there's another one that comes out. So I will return to this one in the spring and cannot wait. So yeah.
Nice.
Those are the ones I went through. So I did 4 holiday books and 2 gratitude books. And I'm going to tell you right now, the holiday books are not going to stop. I've got a little stack.
We've still got many holiday weeks.
Yes, that I can consume those. So
yeah.
Is there anything else that you read this month or something you're looking forward to?
That was it for me.
Perfect. Look at us getting books done.
We're working on it.
We are. So looking forward to, I also had a couple new recommendations that were given to me that were outside of my norm. So I actually might add those in as well.
Okay.
Some of them are more like work related. Some of them are more just like, hey, this is a thing that I think you might like. I'm alpha reading for something. So there's a lot of things in the air, which I absolutely love.
Okay.
I love the opportunity to do that stuff.
Yes.
It is always reading season. I can always make an excuse to read.
We're looking forward to that last week of December to really make up for lost reading time.
Yes. And I think that will actually help me determine what my reading goal for next year is. Because I've been thinking about it.
I have
And
too,
so-
but that's a different conversation.
But that's a different episode, which we will get to. But just know it's on my brain.
Yep. Things are being brained up in here.
They are. There's a storming happening.
Yes.
Just gotta get through the holidays first.
That's right. But first, the holidays.
First the holidays and more of these books, and hopefully more snowy weather, because maybe that's why I like
Perfect for
books.
your
I don't know.
reading. Yeah.
It is perfect for the reading.
Perfect.
So you just come over
Fabulous.
here and take a day and read in the snow and then go back home.
Yeah. Nah, I'm good. I
like,
like
"It's
reading
fine."
in the sunshine. It's fine.
That's fine too, if you must.
I'm really okay with that.
Fair enough. All right. So until we chat with you next week, happy reading. Like we said at the beginning of the episode, make sure you have liked this episode, that you subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have something to leave us in a comment down below, please do that.
Let us know.
Yeah. Otherwise, we will see you next week.
See you next week.
It was great to have you join us for today's chat. If you'd like to continue the conversation, provide a recommendation, or simply say hi, pop over to Instagram at wine.read.wine, or leave us a comment on our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next episode. Happy reading!